Wilcock is lying again. Decades of fakery he can't defend. David Wilcock is lying again, but karma always has its revenge. Fake insiders and secret space lies. Fake bullshitters I try to disguise. Fake stories I sell to the weak. Fake stories I just repeat. David Wilcock is lying again. Decades of fakery he can't defend. David Wilcock is lying again, but karma always has its revenge. Fake stories, that's all I got. Fake stories, I hope you forgot. Fake stories, my history of lies. Fake stories, open your eyes. David Wilcock is lying again. Decades of fakery he can't defend. David Wilcock is lying again, but karma always has its revenge. Fake stories, my history of lies. Fake stories, open your eyes. Fake stories, my history of lies. Fake stories, open your eyes. My history of lies. Fake stories, always open your eyes. David Wilcock is lying again. Decades of fake lie he can't defend. David Wilcock is lying again, but karma always has its revenge. Dark corners of the night, secrets hidden from the light. Whispers turn to screams, shattering all your dreams. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers exposing the truth. Truth seekers coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Shadows try to hide, no place for them to bide. Light will pierce you through, reveal what is true. Running from your fears, can't escape the sears. Truth will hunt you down, tear apart your crown. Truth seekers exposing the truth. Truth seekers coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. We are back today because of a shocking discovery, and that is that I caught David Wilcock lying again. I know it's hard to believe. I know it's impossible to believe that I've done it again, but we've caught David Wilcock again. Deep state attack. That's what happened. It must be. I don't know what happened. It just I derezzed and it said sinking more resources. Let me just check on the live stream to ensure that we're good. So interestingly, after our report that David Wilcock may allegedly be selling ammunition without a federal firearms license with his shady aerospace company, Stavatti Aerospace, uh, he did a live stream where he's making incredibly false claims. And we know they're false claims because David Wilcock is not very smart. Uh, one second. You would think that Mr. Wilcock would be aware that I have excellent fact checking skills. And we catch him lying all the time. We caught him lying about Corey Good being a government insider and going on secret space missions. We caught him lying about Emery Smith being under deep state attack. And we caught him lying about Pete Peterson being a government insider. He's not. He was a senile old man with a fake education and a fake resume. Uh, we've caught him lying about so many things. He lied and said that he would be teaching everybody the secrets to anti-gravity and free energy for $333. And you'll be able to do it too if you just give him $333. That was a lie. Nobody's been able to do it. And real science people with degrees looked at his course and said it was a cobbled together mess of garbage, open source information from the internet. There was nothing unique and nothing that actually you could build that would work. So, and of course we caught him lying, saying that I got him swatted and all of these things. We catch him lying all the time. So it's not new, but it is interesting that David Wilcock is so dumb that he thinks he can just lie and get away with it. But let me tell you something about David Wilcock. If if he says something that can be fact checked in almost all cases, in my experience and my opinion, and I'm entitled to that, he's lying. Um, there was this situation with Emery Smith where he claimed Emery Smith was under deep state attack and got put in the hospital after a deep state attack. It turned out that Emery Smith was attacked by a bottle of vodka. He was in the hospital for alcohol poisoning, right? And there was even local, police reports about Mr. Smith's drunk driving accidents. So when you can fact check Wilcock, it turns out he lies a lot, like a pathological liar. And I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. So I'm only going from my own opinion, having covered David Wilcock. He's a pathological liar. He lies all the time, including about stupid things that don't matter, like claiming that Christopher Beskar is the person that they named the Mandalorian armor after. No, they didn't. We got an on the record statement from someone that would know, right? A writer. No, that's not the case. So Wilcock lies constantly. He lies all the time, and we catch him. And I'm sorry, it's something of a guilty pleasure to catch him lying yet again. Um, and before we begin tonight's presentation, let's just take a moment to welcome all of you kind and generous people. We've got a goal tonight of 50 super chats, any amount. So look, we're going cheap tonight. Our financial goal for tonight is $50. But of course, we will accept more than that if anybody is feeling generous. Oh, I didn't know this. Hey, Stephen, did you see when David Wilcock said your phrase, the wacky world of Wilcock? That's your intellectual property. Call Johnny Cochran. Somebody get me a timestamp because I will for sure clip that. Maybe we can even make a song out of it. Fat Chick Thriller says he's bald. Yeah, good to see Fat Chick Thriller here. But we've got some kind and generous people already throwing a couple of bucks in our hat for our very conservative goal tonight. It's Friday night. I just want to hang out and have a good time. Give you a quick update. This will be a pretty quick show, I think. Thought the missiles took you out. Kind and generous 299 super chat. Yeah, he hasn't blown up my house yet with his smart bombs, missiles, and everything else. And for those unaware, we sent somebody in undercover to David Wilcock's Shady Aerospace Company because during Black Friday, they were claiming that they were selling bombs, smart bombs, missiles, ammunition, and all of these things. And knowing how shady the company is, I felt like they don't have federal firearms license to sell ammunition, let alone a federal license to sell explosives like dynamite, smart bombs, missiles, rockets, mortar shells. So we sent somebody in undercover to ask what they could buy, and we got all the order forms. They are indeed offering to sell people smart bombs, dynamite, explosives, ammunition for small weapons like rifles and guns. And to the best of my understanding, that's illegal. And just to be clear, we have checked now. I have 3 sources, my own, checking with the ATF website that they do not have a federal firearms license. They're not legally allowed to sell ammunition without that. We have an additional researcher, John Stavatti, has been a guest on the show, friend of the show, great researcher. He's writing a book about how shady Stavatti Aerospace is. He went to the ATF website and there's no federal firearms license. Then I also called and I spoke with the public information officer in one of the jurisdictions in which they are attempting to sell these firearms. And one second. Fat Chick Thriller with another one. Smells pretty broke in the chat right now. Let's get some donos. Thank you for reminding everybody. As unkind as you remind people, yeah, we're a viewer-supported show, so we appreciate your kindness, generosity, and support. Thank you, Fat Chick Thriller. And Tone Light with a kind and generous $2. He's effectively a war profiteer. Yeah, and I wonder how his crystal hippie bitch following is going to feel about him selling guns and bombs to kill people. Like, how love and light is that, David Wilcock? Do you not understand that this is the plot hole in your whole persona? But before one more. Railroad Bum with a kind and generous $5. Welcome back, Stephen. I hope you're feeling better. Well, you know what? I was. And today I felt like I'm taking a backslide and I'm feeling worse. But I've got the cough drops and the cough syrup and the cold pills going again. It's just one of those things. This too shall pass. And we've got chat with a kind and generous $10 saying, praise the cucumbers. Thank you, guys. And Sleazy with a kind and generous $5. Don't need an FFL to sell ammo, just to manufacture. Not according to the ATF agent that I talked to. You need a license to sell ammunition, Sleazy, as far as I'm aware. Now, I could be wrong. And by the way, I want to put on the record that the purpose of these broadcasts is not to threaten, intimidate, harass, stalk, or damage somebody's business. We are just fact checking the things that a public figure, David Wilcock, says on his public live streams. And if he's saying, oh, we got a $300 million deal for dynamite on his public live streams, then I'm allowed to fact check him and report what the results of the fact check is. Maybe if chat donated some donos, Steve would feel better, says Fat Chick Thriller. I probably would, right? Cough medicine ain't cheap, Thank you, Fat Chick Thriller. And we will take a moment just to recognize and thank all of our kind and generous benefactors for helping us to praise the cash. I don't know if you know this, but the Space Chicken aliens command you as an audience member to praise the cash. So let's get some donos. Let's hit that 50 goal. It's very conservative tonight. Any amount. You can send $50 super chats and we'll hit our goal.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. The blue chickens command you to praise the cash. Praise the cash, praise the cash.
And by the way, the use of any likenesses is done so in the spirit of comedic parody, which is, again, perfectly legal. So just to take a moment we want to put on the record some things, because unlike David Wilcock, I have receipts. And when I tell you that I talked to the ATF and I also forwarded along all of the information that we got from our undercover investigation, I wrote Miss, and I'm not going to name her because I didn't ask her permission to use her name in my stories. And, I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. But should my emails be subpoenaed, surely somebody will find who at the ATF I spoke to, who, by the way, I spoke with again today, trying to get some updates. Per our conversation today, I have been investigating Stavatti Aerospace for some time. I am very concerned with some of the things that I uncovered, and am forwarding you the information they sent us per your request. And the public information officer at the ATF says, I will forward this on. I appreciate you taking the time to share all of this information. And that's a public information officer with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, the ATF. So unlike David Wilcock, I actually have receipts, Mr. Wilcock. And when I say something, I have receipts for it. Unlike you, buddy, you have no receipts for anything. And we could see in his latest live stream that David Wilcock is caught lying again. And we're going to start with that clip because it's the most important clip. And I really still am not feeling very well. My voice is improving, but I'm still like coughing and hacking and sneezing and mucus ridden here. But we're gonna do our best to get through this evening. Let's get that up here. So listen, and it's very important that we establish that this is nothing new. We have seen countless examples of David Wilcock trying to make his audience feel guilty or feel sorry for him, so that, in my opinion, he does that so he could solicit more donations. Who could forget he could barely survive off of $258,000 a year, and who could forget him telling his audience that he is doing his very best to survive through winter in an uninsulated cabin in the mountains. He lives in a multi-million-dollar log cabin style mansion with heated floors, right? So this is David Wilcock, in my opinion. He's trying to muddy the waters here. What he is doing is, if anybody comes across my channel and my information, they're going to have an awful lot of questions for David Wilcock. Like, are you selling ammunition and bombs without proper federal licensing? And by the way, I'm just asking questions. It's still not confirmed that they don't have a federal explosives license. I spoke to the ATF today, and they advised me to wait for these FOIA requests that I had mentioned that John Christian Stavatti sent in to find out if they indeed have a federal explosives license, enabling them to sell explosive ordnances, shells, rockets, bombs, grenades, whatever. We're still waiting on that. We know they don't have a federal firearms license, however. And here's another one from Cat Key. That's a super sticker. Pair character lifting weights saying, keep it up. Thank you for your kindness. Another one for the goal. Let's get some donos, friends. We're almost there. We're past the financial goal, but we're trying to hit the 50. So we feel like winners. Please use this to start your own aerospace company. Ursula Bielski's World of the Supernatural. Thank you for your kindness. Fellow show host and previous guest here. We'll have to get Ursula Bielski back here. Ursula Bielski is kind of, I would consider Ursula kind of an expert on some forms of Christianity, religion, and spirituality. And by the way, we're going to be getting into that because today I did some digging into whether angels know the future. And it turns out that almost every source I found said angels do not know the future unless God intends them to. So what David Wilcock is really saying by selling people future predictions from an angel is that God himself told Archangel Michael, here's some predictions, give them to David Wilcock and have him sell those predictions to his dumb as rocks followers for $333. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And we have another kind and generous benefactor in the audience. McLarge, huge 510 with a kind and generous $20. Steve, don't got time to be sick. Wilcock needs felting. Absolutely. Somebody's got to do it. And if nobody else is going to do it, that's why I started doing it. I was like, this guy just goes on the internet and lies constantly. So I don't understand why nobody's calling him on his lies. So I started doing that. John is here. The researcher I mentioned, I'm late to the chat. The commenter who said that you don't need an ATF license to sell ammo is technically correct when it comes to things like 7.62 by 51 ammo. Okay, so some forms of ammo, maybe you don't need a license to sell, but other forms you do. So thanks for the clarification. We try to be factual here. However, Stavatti is also selling things like rockets and mortars, and you do need a Type 9 license to sell those things. Yeah. So David Wilcock had two choices when my report came out about them selling all of this stuff, apparently or allegedly. We're still trying to determine that, without licenses. And by the way, Stavatti's free to contact me. Send me copies of your licenses. David Wilcock, you're free to contact me. Send me copies of the licenses, and I will correct the record for my audience and apologize for possibly getting it wrong. But I keep using the words allegedly or apparently, which I think is okay. Yeah, and Fat Chick Thriller says, are we really getting hung up on some ammo? My brother's, he's selling missiles, laughing my ass off. Yeah, he's selling missiles, right? Oh, they're selling missiles. So David Wilcock had a few choices when my reporting came out. He could have corrected the record. He could have told his audience, oh, this Steve Cambion guy, he's a terrible reporter and he's wrong. Here are the federal firearms licenses, which enable my company, Stavatti Aerospace, to legally sell ammunition. Here are the federal explosives licenses, which enable my company, Stavatti, to sell bombs and explosives and dynamite. He didn't do that. Instead, I believe he's trying to muddy the waters here. And again, he's talking about me, but he doesn't name me. So I'm going to say this again for the record one more time. I'm going to say it one more time. 1 second. I'm going to say this one more time for David Wilcock. David Wilcock, do not be a little bitch. Don't be a little sniveling, weaselly bitch. If you're going to make accusations publicly against me, then do one thing at least. Say my name, bitch. Say my name. But he's so weaselly, so cowardly, and such a sniveling, pathetic fool that he wants to accuse me without actually saying my name. I don't know if that's to get out of the legal ramifications from possibly slandering me. How many times are you going to slander me, David Wilcock? How many times are we going to catch you lying about me, David Wilcock? We caught you lying about me being a Satan worshiper. We caught you lying about me being a child predator. We caught you lying about me getting you swatted. How many times are you going to lie about me and then not say my name like a sniveling weasel, pathetic coward that you are? And let's be clear, David Wilcock is for sure a sniveling, pathetic, cowardly weasel. Because a man, a real man, if he's going to accuse somebody of something, would say his name. But David Wilcock won't do that with me. And we know why that is. Because David Wilcock has a paranoid fear and delusion in his mind, in my opinion, that if he says my name, more of his audience will come on over here to Truth Seekers, find me, Stephen Cambion, come on over to our channel and hear how he's been lying to them over and over and over again for years. They're going to hear that and leave his audience. And let's be clear, Mr. Wilcock, your audience is shrinking. Your subscribers are not growing. Instead, people are unsubscribing. less people are showing up to your live events. Do you know why? Because all you do is repeat the same garbage over and over again. Coulthart nonsense. The angel told me this shit. Yeah, every week. Mass arrest, 3 days of darkness. Oh, the mass arrests are coming. No, they're not. You've been saying that for a decade. So, and by the way, I found a post from 2017 on Twitter today where he was promising mass arrests. That's how long you've been lying to people about mass arrests. So let's be clear, Wilcock, your audience is fading. Your so-called time in the spotlight is long gone. And now you are into the declining phase of your so-called grifting career. And it's all going to be over. Pretty soon, you're going to be shaking your ass for super chats to 150 live viewers, bro. We're just going to keep felting you. We're just going to keep showing people how much you lie. Every week that you lie, I'll be there to set the record straight. So he won't say my name, which is very frustrating because, friends, I grew up on the mean streets of Philadelphia, and men deal with other men that are threats to them or bothering them like men. You call them out. You say, listen here, you know, if David Wilcock was in my neighborhood, I'd say, listen here, David Wilcock, you bitch, meet me at the field and I'm going to beat your ass. I'll knock your teeth out in front of the whole neighborhood. Now, of course, I am not encouraging violence, nor would I ever perpetrate violence or any criminal activity against Mr. Wilcock. Just an example of how I grew up and why I can't respect a sniveling, cowardly coward who's going to accuse me of things but not say my name. He heavily implies he's talking about me in this clip. Yeah, and Fat Chick Thriller says, Wilcock, we coming for you, sucker. Yeah, we're coming for you. Karma. I am the archangel of karma, David Wilcock. And you've been lying to people on the internet for decades. And I am the karma and justice you deserve. And I'm doing this because I care about him. As a Christian, we believe that all men deserve a road to redemption. David Wilcock should be able to do something to find his road to redemption. Find something else to do with your life other than read Coulthart Telegram posts and pretend that Q stuff is still real. It's all fake. Everybody knows that. That's not an idiot, Wilcock. But thank you for your kindness. And we'll take a moment to recognize the kindness of our MVP of donos tonight. And that is, of course, our friend Fat Chick Thriller.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash.
Yes, friends, we got to praise the cash. So let's get into the clip. But before we do, we'll put our fair use banner up. This is a transformative work, and we are educating the public. We're going to be critiquing the video and talking about it with our live audience. We've got great attendance tonight. I see almost 400 people in the aggregated. That's from all the different platforms we're on. Great to see so many people showing up. And by the way, David Wilcock, he constantly says he only has one hater. Wilcock, come on, bro. If you only had one hater, I wouldn't be able to do a show and get 400 people to show up and find out what you lied about this week. Those are haters that are watching my show. They don't like you, Wilcock. Maybe a few of your followers are here to get the truth and see what you lied about this week, right? Maybe they figured it out. Oh, you could go to Truth Seekers. Every time David Wilcock does a stream, you could go over to Truth Seekers and see what he lied about. It's great. We're performing a public service. But let's get into this clip because he's making new ridiculous claims that are completely and totally false, and I can prove it.
We received very serious death threats, 2 of them in 2 days.
Oh,
and this included attempted extortion and terrorism.
So let's be clear. He's heavily implying that I did this. And I just want to put on the record, David Wilcock, how stupid do you think I am? I have a wife and children, one of which is a special needs child who's nonverbal autistic that I am the 24/7 primary caretaker of. He needs me to exist. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to put extortion attempts or terroristic threats in writing and risk my risk criminal prosecution and my personal freedom, taking me away from my wife and children and enabling, destroying my ability to take care of my special needs son, to threaten you, to attempt extortion from you. And this is the funniest thing. The extortion attempt involved whoever extorted them. I don't think anybody did, but whatever. He claims that they would have to pay crypto. I don't have a crypto wallet. I own zero crypto. So he's implying that it's me that is, making these threats and attempting extortion on him and all this stuff. And if I was going to extort somebody, why would I say, pay me in crypto? Oh, but wait, I don't even have a crypto wallet that you could pay that to. It makes no sense. But of course, things like logic and reason don't matter in the wacky world of Wilcock.
So this has never really happened to me before like this. Whoever is doing this appears to be very concerned.
Oh, right there's a lie, David Wilcock, because previously you claimed that you and Corey Good had somebody that was threatening you and attempting extortion on you. It's still on your blog. And here you just said, none of this has ever happened to me before. So were you lying the first time that you said you and Corey Good had an extortion attempt? Or are you lying now? Right? It's wonderful. It's so easy to catch this guy lying. He can't keep track of his lies. He lies all the time. You can't possibly expect David Wilcock to keep track of lies from a few years ago. He can't keep track of lies from last year or last month or last week or yesterday. But it is what it is.
And I believe it is because of the inauguration on Monday. So we have already...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna threaten David Wilcock because Donald Trump is getting inaugurated. And let's be clear, I stay out of politics. I'm politically independent. I'm not really doing cartwheels that Donald Trump got elected, but I think it's a far greater choice than Biden or Kamala. So why would I be upset about the inauguration, you dummy? He knows nothing about me. But here's where it gets interesting. David Wilcock is so stupid. He is so dumb. This guy claims he has a 180 IQ. David Wilcock, come on, bro. Listen, I got bad news for you, David Wilcock. And the bad news is you are not, I'm going to give you some advice, David Wilcock. You are not smart enough to do this with me, bro. Look what happened when you accused me of getting you swatted. I got the fucking body cam footage and proved that you lied to 500,000 subscribers. 100%. We felt at you and proved that you lied to your entire audience, saying that I got you swatted. There was no swatting. I got the body cam footage and proved there was no swatting. You are not smart enough to just make up lies about me and think you're going to get away with it, David Wilcock, you dummy. So he says, we have already filed federal and local police reports. Great. What David Wilcock fails to realize is that federal and local police reports are public record, meaning if those federal and local police reports that David Wilcock claims they filed actually existed, I'd be able to get copies of them. Little spoiler alert there, but we'll get into this.
Filed federal police reports. We've already filed local police reports. We are taking serious action, and we believe it's all the same person. I've been telling you the whole time. It's just one kid. I only have one kid hating on me.
I'm a kid now. No, Mr. Wilcock, I'm a grown man. So please do not disparage me and call me a child on your public live streams. I think that's a purposeful attempt to disparage me and damage my reputation and make me seem like, oh, he's just this reporter that has been accurately reporting on all of my lies for years. Yeah, he's just some weird kid, right? He's just some kid. He's a kid. No, I'm a grown man. You're lying to your audience again. How many times are you going to lie to your audience in one clip, David Wilcock?
There's very, very compelling evidence it's him.
Okay, why don't you show it? There's compelling evidence that I'm apparently threatening him, trying to extort cryptocurrency, even though I don't own a crypto wallet, so that makes no sense. If there's such compelling evidence, share your screen. David Wilcock, show the compelling evidence. Show your receipts. Learn something from, I know he watches every one of my shows about him. You would think he would have taken notes by now and go, oh, that's a good point. If you're going to say something is true, share your screen and show proof that what you are claiming and saying is true. Why doesn't he do that? Why doesn't he do that? I think there's a reason. Oh, and look at that. Screamwagon just became a YouTube channel member. For those unaware, if you become a YouTube channel member during live broadcast, we give you a big thank you and a shout out. Thank you, Screamwagon, for helping us to praise the cash.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
All right, we've got a kind and generous benefactor, Daniel Gonzalez. Steve, you're always so keen on the casino. Thank you. Exposing these con artists. Have you ever researched Jonathan Reed and his alien autopsy footage? Yes, I have. And just search Dr. Jonathan Reed in the main channel. We've covered how fake with the fake armband. We've covered that extensively. Just go to the main channel. And by the way, I want to tell a lot of people this because a lot of people, I get 4 or 5 emails a day. Have you covered this? Have you covered this? And I get it. Maybe, I think on your phone, you don't get the search of a channel. So it's difficult to find something. But on a desktop PC, you just hit that little magnifying glass, put whatever you're looking for. So if you think, oh, I wonder if Steve Cambion covered Richard Dolan, just put Richard Dolan in the search bar. Did he ever cover this fake Dr. Jonathan Reed? Put Dr. Reed in the search bar. You'll find our previous coverage. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Much appreciated.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash.
Oh, and there's one from Roman E with another kind and generous one for the goal and a kind and generous comment. We love those. Learned about you on the casino. Love your work. Those guys did me such a great favor bringing all you Keno people over here because you guys just like to see somebody getting felted, right? And there's no better way to felt somebody than to show and prove that they're lying to a 500,000 subscriber audience. So we thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. It is much appreciated.
Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
Oh, and look at this. Wow, so generous. Shadow Warden 99 gifted 20 True Seekers memberships. Hey, friends, how generous. That is $100. And this is a great time for me to remind you. And what I can remind you is it's very important that you hit that subscribe button because when a kind and generous person like Shadow Warden 99 buys or gifts memberships, those memberships that are gifted get randomly distributed to people in our live chat during our live broadcasts who are subscribers. They hit the subscribe button, but they are not yet YouTube channel members here. So Shadow Warden 99 gifted 20 memberships, and so many people just got a free membership just for being in the live chat and being subscribers. Johnny Average, Christo, Hardnose, 251 Bino, End of Days, Angel Ape, Pavlos Corn Dog, Phantomus Phanto, Merze, Leo Murray got a free membership, 00 Govan 00, Alter Bridge. Oh, that's an interesting user ID. Medin Poles got a free membership. Blaine's Escape Corner, Lo-Fi Samuel Fly, Unism, Elf Hater. What do you got against elves? He got a free membership, or she got a free membership. Scott Hernandez, Keanu Creams, David Gonzalez got a free membership. Gaius Caligula got a free membership. Wow, that's interesting. I don't know. So somebody was messaging me. I thought, there was a problem. So all these people got free memberships courtesy of Shadow Warden 99. Thank you, Shadow Warden 99, for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. It is much, much appreciated. Ooh.
Ra commands you to bow down and praise the cash.
You got to bow down and praise the cash when Ra commands you, okay? And we have another one from Fat Chick Thriller for $14.99. Got called to work early, so I got to bounce. Can't wait to watch the replay. Praise the cash. God bless the goal. Thank you, Fat Chick Thriller. And we'll check in with the goal in just a moment, or we'll do it right now. We'll see where we're at for the goal. Our goal tonight is 50 super chats. Let's see if we can. We're at 14, so we need 36 more kind and generous people. But thank you, Fat Chick Thriller, MVP of the super chat tonight. Thank you for kindness, generosity, and your support of the show. It is much, much appreciated.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
All right. Thank you, Fat Chick Thriller. So let's go on with this clip. How many lies do we think we could catch him in one clip? You know, it's kind of ridiculous here.
So he is now, if he does anything else, he's probably going to get arrested. So he really should just stop.
Wow. How many times now has David Wilcock said that he was getting me arrested? That's twice now. For those that may not be aware, when David Wilcock accused me of getting him swatted, he said that there was an open criminal investigation between the Colorado Sheriff's Department and the Philadelphia Police. My father happened to have many police friends in the neighborhood I grew up in. And so I have good sources with the Philadelphia Police. We reached out to the Philadelphia Police. There was no investigation. We checked with the Colorado Sheriff's Department. We had them do an exhaustive record search, searching for my name, my address, and a bunch of other data points. There was no reports. We checked for police reports where David Wilcock was, filing some kind of criminal complaint against me. There was no police reports. There was none. He claimed that I was getting arrested for getting him swatted and that the police were very upset. All of that was completely and totally false. In other words, we caught him lying again. And here he is again. Let's back it up, friends. He's telling everybody I'm getting arrested. Dude, I better buy donuts. You know, you got to be friendly. You know, I used to have a friend that I lived in Kensington for a while. Right before I met my wife, I had this little crappy house that I rented in Kensington. And there was a lot of, like, let's just say less than ethical people in that neighborhood. And so one guy was getting search warrants on his house, and he literally used to buy donuts when he knew he was getting a search warrant and that box of coffee. And he was very nice to the police. They never found anything, which was always funny to me. They'd show up. There was something called Strike Force for a while where they would show up and serve warrants and search your house and arrest you if they found anything. They never found anything, but that dude made a joke of it. He's like, all right, come on in, guys. I got some donuts for you. There's some coffee on the table here. You know, you want cream? You want sugar? I couldn't believe he did that. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should buy some donuts just in case the police arrive to arrest me. David Wilcock, are you this stupid? This is the second time that you're telling people you're getting me arrested. Do you not think when I don't get arrested, people will realize that you just lied again to 500,000 subscribers? And listen, friends, it's one thing to tell a little white lie to your spouse or your girlfriend, boyfriend, mom, dad, you know. It's another thing to consciously lie to 500,000 people. David Wilcock has 500,000 subscribers. So every time he lies, he's broadcasting an obvious lie to 500,000 subscribers. What are you going to do, David Wilcock? What are you going to do when people find out that you lied about me again? I'm not getting arrested. I'm not under any form of criminal investigation, Mr. Wilcock. You are lying to people. And with these lies of false accusations of criminal investigations into me, The reporter that's covering him, he is showing the world his true colors. He is a scared little weasel, and he is desperate to make me stop reporting on him. He's willing to do anything, including tell everybody that I'm a Satan-worshiping child predator, including tell everybody that the Colorado Sheriff's Department and the Philadelphia Police are jointly investigating me in a criminal investigation. Now he's making another completely and totally 100% false accusation of criminal activity, and he's attributing it to me. Everybody knows he's talking about me, Steve from Canada, Steve Cambion, but he won't say my name.
All the same person I've been telling you the whole time. It's just one kid. I only have one kid hating on me.
Oh, one kid.
It's very, very compelling evidence it's him.
And again, he won't show the evidence that it's me. Do you know why? Because there is no evidence. There's no emails. There's no texts. There's no phone calls. The best that he could do is they may be able to subpoena my phone records and find that I called Stavatti Aerospace 3 or 4 times, always getting voicemail, trying to ask them, do you have a federal firearms license? But each time it was a voicemail, so it'll be a 10-second call. Can you terroristically threaten somebody, make death threats, and make an extortion attempt all in a 10-second phone call? I don't think so, David Wilcock. Again, David Wilcock, you are not smart enough to do this with me. But here he is telling 500,000 subscribers that he's getting me arrested.
So he is now, if he does anything else, he's probably going to get arrested. So he really should just stop.
If I do anything else, you mean like do a news show showing people what you lied about last week? Because let's be clear, this right here is in response to my last show about David Wilcock. I believe this is his response, trying to muddy the waters, tell us dumb as rocks, stupid as shit, dumb as dirt, crystal hippie bitch followers, that there's a criminal. So don't believe anything that criminal has to say, even though he's got receipts and multiple sources confirming what he's saying is true. Don't believe him because he's a criminal who's threatening me, extorting me, making terroristic threats against me, and he's probably getting arrested.
Because we've got serious federal interest. We have a cozy relationship with federal agencies as a military contractor. So
yeah, and it's probably the guys on Kino pointed this out, and DMP. They're like, wait a minute, isn't his audience like conspiracy land people? It's probably not a good idea to say, oh, I have a cozy relationship with the federal government, right? Wouldn't that mean that you're like a plant or like a disinformation person that's working for the United States government since you're so cozy? Detective with a kind and generous $5. Another for the goal. Love listening to you call out these scammers. Keep up the great work, Steve. Yeah, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Much appreciated.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
Oh, we're praising it tonight, friends. And Chad Wellington with a kind and generous $5. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. He says, may Wilcock's forehead grow like a mighty oak. Nanu, nanu. Yes, nanu, nanu.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash.
Okay, one more from Cave Teeth with kind and generous $4.99. When is Griff Month happening? I don't know. We're still trying to get the Griff Month videos together, and it's turning out to be a lot harder than I thought to be a grifter. But I want to be a top tier. This is important. If I'm going to be a grifter, I want to be a top tier, top of the line, one of the best grifters in the world. So we can't just throw out shitty videos that'll be debunked right away. We need top-notch, beautiful fake videos, right? And that takes time. So I will make a decision. I would have said I would like to do it in April, but I don't know unless I really start kicking ass and taking names, making these fake videos between now and April, if we'll be able to do it in April. But if not, sometime in the summer for sure. I've also enlisted the help of some other people to help me make these videos, so it should go a little faster. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash.
We're praising it tonight. We're praising the cash better than David Wilcock. John Hamilton, Wacky World of Wilcock timestamp is from this past April 2/47/30. Best troll of my life. Oh, you're right. This past April. Do you think you could email me the specific video, though? I hate to do that, John, especially when you're being generous and paying me to mention this. But email me the exact link to the video, because this past April, he could have had 7 videos, and I don't really need to go through all of them. But thank you for the timestamp. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. It is much, much appreciated.
Praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank Ra Almighty, praise the cash. Praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank Ra Almighty.
Thank Ra Almighty and praise the cash, friends. Thank you, John Hamilton. So let's try to get through this.
Oh, don't feel bad. I really don't think this person is going to do anything.
Well, not going to do anything, then why are you bothering to tell 500,000 subscribers? Why are you bothering to lie to them then? Right? Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to report on you. And if I am a concerned citizen that thinks your shady company may actually have explosives and ammunition that you're willing to sell to anybody with a Visa card, I might share that information with the ATF. Oh, and that's another thing. So remember, he's saying that I'm under criminal investigation, and he filed all of these police reports and federal reports. We're going to find out that that is not true, friends.
But there's been a new escalation, and I just wanted to document that. Who is with?
Yeah, there's a new escalation. Things have escalated from me catching him lying about, I don't know, me getting him swatted, to me possibly catching his shady aerospace company selling ammunition and bombs without the proper federal licenses. And again, I say allegedly or possibly or apparently. We don't know. We're still waiting for the FOIA requests about the federal explosives licenses. But if they don't have a federal firearms license enabling them to sell ammunition, it's probably a good hunch that you could go with that they don't have an explosives license to sell dynamite, smart bombs, TNT. And here's where things get interesting. For those unaware, apparently David Wilcock invested something like $1.5 million into this company, which is interesting because he also claims he had $1.5 million in IRS debt. So at some point, I think, he's free to correct me, David Wilcock had $1.5 million in the bank, and he owed the IRS $1.5 million. But instead of giving that $1.5 million to the IRS, he gave it to the shady aerospace company so he could buy a title, Director of Exotic Technology. Okay, you're the Director of Exotic Technology for a company that's never produced a single airplane product or service, whose only income admitted to in court records was that a garbage dumpster company is paying them a few $1,000s a month to store garbage dumpsters at their hangar facility. Great. You're the director of what? Garbage dumpster technology? Come on, David Wilcock. This is weak, but this is so ridiculous.
Somebody says, well, that's Stavatti Aerospace. So our entire board was given a terror threat.
Okay, so now I'm not just, according to him, I'm not just calling and threatening or trying to extort David Wilcock. I'm doing it to the entire board of this shady aerospace company. I categorically deny ever speaking to anybody on that board except for Christopher Beskar, who's the CEO. He answers his own phone, right? This big company getting $300 million deals, according to David Wilcock, and the CEO answers the phone. Great.
Believe it or not, and
no, we believe it or not. Believe it or not. No, we don't believe you, David Wilcock, because you're lying through your fake teeth. And, I try to not get upset about this, but I'm sorry. I think I may be having some kind of psychological problems from David Wilcock accusing me of being a criminal to 500,000 people. And maybe I should talk to a lawyer about that, David Wilcock. What do you think is going to happen if this gets escalated? Your constant slandering of me and portraying me as a criminal who is under criminal investigation with the police in Boulder, the police in Philadelphia. Now he's escalated. Now I'm under criminal investigation by federal authorities, according to him. If this goes to a legal situation, what do you think's going to happen when a judge and jury gets to hear my evidence of you constantly lying to your audience for years with receipts? And then we show them that there, as far as this situation goes, there is no local police reports. I checked the police local to where Christopher Beskar lives. I checked the police jurisdiction local to where David Wilcock lives. Remember, he said they filed local police reports. Well, where did you file them? In the land of make-believe, David Wilcock? Is that where you filed those police reports? Because I checked in Boulder Sheriff's County, Boulder Sheriff's Office. There's no police reports describing anything that you said. Did you just lie to 500,000 subscribers again? And he's saying that they filed federal reports. Well, that could only be, I suppose, with the FBI. So I called the local field offices nearest to where David Wilcock lives, nearest to where Christopher Beskar lives, and nearest to where their hangar facility is in Niagara, New York, their only physical address. No federal or FBI reports filed that resemble anything he says. None. Zero. So did he just slander me and claim that I'm criminally harassing him, threatening him, intimidating him, trying to extort money from him, making terror threats, and then said we filled out local and federal police reports, but there are none? David Wilcock, you are not smart enough to do this with me. Obviously. Did you think I wouldn't check and then call you on your bullshit? And hey, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm a terrible researcher. Maybe you filed those police reports and federal police reports, local and federal police reports in a jurisdiction I didn't check. Share your screen and show the police reports, David, and show the dates they were filed. And if they were filed after my broadcast tonight, everybody will know you ran to file them so that you could kind of say you weren't lying, right? But here, this is from last Sunday, and he's saying that the federal and local police reports were already filed.
The only way we can prevent the terror is to pay a whole lot of money in cryptocurrency. Well,
that's stupid. Why would I extort somebody and ask for cryptocurrency when I don't even currently own a crypto wallet?
Very, very dangerous. You start making threats like that, there's going to be an investigation, and we're going to find out who it is, and we already know.
Oh, he already knows who it is. Can he show some evidence of who it is then? He's sideways saying it's me. It's this one guy, my one and only hater, my one and only critic. David Wilcock, I can show on YouTube that there's multiple people on YouTube criticizing you. So you're lying to your audience again. What is it? Hidden in plain sight. There's a whole podcast. The whole point of their podcast is making fun of you and talking about, like I do, what a liar you are. Shout out to those guys, right? Why would you keep saying you only have one hater? There's two, at least there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 YouTube channels that make content about what a liar you are. That means that statement is a lie.
Because we only have one hater. So it's like, well, who else would be doing this? It's obviously the same guy.
Yeah, and I categorically deny I did not send any messages to David Wilcock, any of the board members. I did, because I'm an actual good reporter. David Wilcock, I did try to call Stavatti to check with you guys and give you the benefit of the doubt so you could show me your federal firearms license and your federal explosives license. But I got voicemails. I didn't make any threats. I didn't attempt to extort anybody. But this is what he does. He exaggerates everything, right? Just like when he said he got swatted. It was an animal control officer that left a card on his door because he didn't answer his door. That's what it actually was. There was no attempt. There was no swatting. It never happened. Chad Wellington with a kind and generous $5. Wilcock looks like a gay Raggedy Andy after he's been run through at the local Denny's bathroom. Jesus, man, that is some shit there. Wow, that is, oh, well, thank you for helping us to praise the cash. And by the way, the views and opinions expressed by the audience are their own.
Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
All right. Mod is a bitch says, what does a membership do? You get a little membership badge in the live chat. You get priority reply in the comments and the live chat, and you get some extra video goodies that are the same that we offer to the Patreon folks for $1. So the YouTube channel membership is $1. If you join, you get sort of a backstage. I do a backstage video every week, and you get early access to some of our produced videos. You get some extras, and I thank you for inquiring about that. I hope you join. We need all the members we could get. All right. Let's get through this.
So I don't feel threatened necessarily, but it.
Oh, somebody's threatening him. He says somebody's threatening him, but he doesn't feel threatened. Okay. And just checking in with the goal, we're at 19 of 50. So we need, 31 more of you kind and generous people to throw a couple bucks in our hat so we hit our goal for this evening. Let's continue with this nonsense.
It is upsetting, but I am not going to let one negative individual stop me from coming.
Yeah, he's upset. Hey, David Wilcock, how upsetting do you think it is to me, a married father of 2 children, that some wackadoo is telling 500,000 people that I'm an extortionist, I'm a terrorist, I'm a criminal, I'm under criminal investigation. And this is not the first time you've done this. This is how stupid this guy is. Remember when he said he was going to sue me for slander while he was calling me a child predator and a Satan worshiper? And now he has, so let's just tally this up. Here's what I've done. I have listened to David Wilcock make what I believe to be false statements or lie to his audience, and then I go and fact check him, and then I report the results of that fact checking to my audience, no matter what it is. If he's telling the truth, I would say he told the truth on that one, but I don't think that's happened yet. That's what I've done. I've listened to what he says, and then I fact check him. Like when he says that Pete Peterson was a government insider, we go and we do a background investigation into Pete Peterson, and we find out he was a senile old man who was involved in pump and dump stock schemes, and his entire biography was fake, including his educational claims. And then I report it to my audience. That's what I've done. Here's what David Wilcock has done. He has lied to 500,000 subscribers and said I got him swatted. He has lied to 500,000 subscribers and told them I'm a Satan worshiper. He has lied to 500,000 subscribers and told them that I'm a child predator. He has lied to 500,000 subscribers and told them that I was under criminal investigation by the Boulder County Sheriff's Office and the Philadelphia Police. And now he has lied and claimed that I extorted him. He has lied and claimed that I somehow terrorized him in this. Yeah, it's terrorizing, isn't it, when you lie to 500,000 subscribers and someone easily catches you? It's terroristic. David Wilcock is being terrorized by the truth, but the truth shall set you free, David Wilcock. Do you feel that? There's more. I got more for you. More truth is coming to terrorize you. If the truth terrorizes you, maybe you should rethink your life, David Wilcock. Let's move on. Oh, did I get it all? And he's also lied and slandered me. All of this is an attempt to damage my reputation so people don't listen to my fact checks of him or my reporting on him. He's also lied now and said that I'm being investigated by federal authorities. I'm being investigated by other police jurisdictions. We checked. There's no police records, David Wilcock. We checked. There's no FBI records, David Wilcock. You lied to 500,000 subscribers again. So isn't it funny that this clown is threatening to get me arrested and he's going to sue me while he is provably 100% slandering me, purposefully trying to damage my reputation with false claims he knows are false? You know you didn't file an FBI report, David Wilcock. You know you didn't file a local police report, David Wilcock. I know you didn't because I checked and those records don't exist. So he is knowingly and willingly and with malice, in my opinion, purposefully slandering me, attempting to damage my reputation, and attempting to cause me emotional distress. And I got to tell you, every once in a while, I think about him saying this stuff to 500,000 people, and I'm starting to feel very emotionally distressed, David Wilcock. I think I might talk to a Colorado lawyer soon.
On the air, stop me from sharing these messages with you. I believe this is very important. Shelly, do you know my God?
It's very important to share Coulthart Telegram posts and Coulthart nonsense and fake angel prophecies. It's so important.
David Sybil Haynes. Oh, wow, David, I'm so sorry you're getting scary threats. What do you mean when we say we? You just answered the question. Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, I don't want to dwell on this. In a way, it's really good that he did this because now, I mean, he's easily like, you know, there's two different crimes here that could be.
There's two different crimes here. Again, he's saying that I'm committing crimes falsely. Falsely. Wilcock, do you understand that if this does go to a legal situation, you are fucked, bro. You are fucked if this goes to a legal situation. Because I can easily prove that I didn't do any of the shit that you're telling 500,000 subscribers that I did. And maybe I'm feeling emotionally distressed over the harm and the damage that you're doing to my excellent reputation. And let me tell you something, David Wilcock. I have an excellent reputation for telling the truth, for being a good citizen, a taxpayer. I don't owe $1.5 million to the IRS. I've never been caught lying to people in a GoFundMe scam. I've never been caught lying to people in a PayPal donation scam. I've never been caught running a shady charity where I spend all the money on myself, right? I'm an upstanding member of my community. I'm a husband, a father, and a caretaker of a special needs handicapped child. I have an excellent reputation. What's yours like? What's yours like? You have a reputation for lying to people on the internet. A decades-long reputation of lying to people on the internet. So how dare you try to damage my good reputation? You're an internet liar. And come on, bro.
Be 10 or 20 years in prison each.
Oh, I'm going to do 10 or 20 years in prison. Folks, you better send some super chats now. Yeah, I don't know. We have Mr. Large Hugo 510 with a kind and generous $10. Gotta come clean, Steve. Myself and all of you subscribers are human alien hybrid. Doing a psyop and your arrest is imminent. Sorry, bro. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for your kindness. Look at this. Mr. Ted 5 just became a YouTube channel member. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. It is much, much appreciated. So let's take a moment and thank you, kind and generous benefactors. Much, much appreciated.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. The blue chickens command you to praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
The blue chickens command you. You got to do it. Okay, so we're edging towards our wonderful goal for tonight. We have 21 of 50. We need 29 more to hit the goal and go into overtime. Yeah, and don't forget a part of the Kino crew. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, here's another one from MAGA for Palestine, a kind and generous $5. Damn Steve Cookin. Yeah, this guy's pissing me off, telling all these people I'm a criminal. I'm human, you know, like I try to not let this stuff bother me, but when I take a walk every day, and sometimes on my walks, I'm like, this clown, this scuzzball, this scumbag dirtball who's been grifting off of stupid people for his entire life is running around telling people I'm a criminal. And I get angry. It's starting to affect me emotionally, right? Hides in Long Grass says, praise the cash. Gemma Jackson is here. Welcome and says, let's go. Yeah, let's get some donos. Don't make me feel like a loser like David Wilcock, right? We got to hit our goals. Unlike Wilcock, what's his goal? I gotta I got to lie to people again so that we can, so I can eat. Imagine the hellish existence that David Wilcock, he wakes up in the morning, maybe get a shower, brushes his teeth. And while he's brushing his teeth and looking in the mirror, he has to think brushing his fake teeth, by the way. He's brushing his fake teeth in the mirror. He's got to think, all right, we got to do a great job lying to people today so I could keep living in this multi-million-dollar house and eating bison ribeye grass-fed steaks, right? Bison steaks. Jesus Christ.
So I don't know. It's pretty wild. Normally, I would never make any mention of anybody threatening us because you don't want to encourage that behavior.
That is false. He has multiple times. Here, let's share this tab. He has many times claimed that he is under threat, and so are his fake government insiders. Here's a blast from David Wilcock's Grifting past. And again, we're citing fair use. This is his public blog. And in this, he claims ET autopsy insider Emery Smith. ET autopsy insider Emery Smith hit with massive attack after coming forward. Ooh, look, somebody put a bullet on his counter and everything. Isn't there a picture of that? Yeah. Ooh, they put a bullet on his counter. This whole thing turned out to be essentially Emery Smith having drunken rants. Look, this is him. This is him for a DUI, right? And he created a second insider named Paul. This was all Emery Smith. Why are you creating a second insider? That's deceptive. But that's what David Wilcock does. So we just caught him lying again. he just said, I don't normally mention when we're getting threats. There's multiple blog posts mentioning that you're under threat or under attack. Come on, bro. This is how easy it is to catch this dude lying, though. One second. Why did it not share? Let me share that again. Geez, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take so long to get through one stupid Wilcock clip. But you know what? This is the most important one. And I'm fine if we just do this tonight because do we really want to listen to the rest of his nonsense? All right, we'll go through some more.
I don't know.
Probably.
It's pretty wild. Normally, I would never make any mention of anybody threatening us because you don't want to encourage that behavior. However,
he made an 80 page. How many pages is this? Oh my God. He would never mention it. Look at this blog post. It's like the ramblings of a crazy man. It's like 50 pages. And by the way, David Wilcock, everything in this blog post is fake, and we can prove it. Everything in this blog post is fake. Look at this. Just picked up a dog from the middle of the Dina Shore. Yeah, he claimed the deep state stole this fake insider's dog. The dog was abducted. No, Emery Smith got drunk and let the dog out. One of his neighbors found it. Here's him in the hospital, suffering from a deep state attack. But it turns out that his fake insider, Emery Smith, was actually suffering from the attack of a vodka bottle. He was in the hospital for alcohol poisoning, and we can prove it. David Wilcock, you lie every day of your life. Is anything you say the truth? Is anything you say not a lie? We will pull through this. Deep state, miraculous recovery. This is a game changer. And here he is. They grifted for PayPal donations for this apparent. Yeah. Click here to donate to the Emery Smith Survival Fund. Yeah. We're supposed to help him survive alcoholism and being hospitalized for alcohol poisoning. Come on, David Wilcock. Oh, I never mentioned threats. You just wrote a 50-page blog about it a few years ago.
Given the seriousness of the threats, I do think it's important that they are publicly documented here on the show, just in case.
That's the only place they're documented. There's no FBI reports. David Wilcock, you lied to 500,000 subscribers. There's no FBI reports. There's no police reports. You're free to correct me. Email them to me, truthseekershow@gmail.com. I'll show my audience and I'll apologize. Maybe I didn't call the right jurisdiction. For all I know, you filled out those police reports in the land of make-believe, and I didn't call the land of make-believe.
This person decides to keep walking over the line.
Oh, yeah, I'm walking over the line fact-checking you. What am I doing? I'm taking public information that your company puts out and then checking into it? That's what I'm doing.
You know, there's so much evidence. We already know who it is. And so
There's so much evidence. We already know who is making these threats. Well, your evidence sucks because I know I didn't make any threats, no extortion attempts, none of that. And why don't you show your audience all this evidence that you have? If there's so much evidence and you already know who it is, show the evidence. Protect yourself, David Wilcock. Are your parents proud of you, David Wilcock? Are they proud of what you've become? What do you do when you go to holidays and your dad asks you how's business? Oh, business is great, Dad. Lying to people is a great business. I lie about the angels. I lie about my fake government insiders. I lied about Corey Good being a secret space insider for 5 years or more. Business is great. I made millions off of those lies, Dad.
Oh, everybody's being alerted. It's an interesting way for the Alliance to create a situation, your hater, to make heavy protection for you. It just seems to be naturally happening. Yeah. I mean, this activated the whole board. It means there's going to be a lot more money put into prosecuting this. It means we can do police reports.
Yeah, they're going to put money into prosecuting me. Listen, only police could prosecute me, David Wilcock, you liar. Only the federal authorities could prosecute me. You can't prosecute. Regular citizens can't prosecute another regular citizen no matter how much money you have. And that's the interesting part. Oh, so Stavatti is going to put money into investigating a reporter who is accurately reporting on their shady shit. Like I accurately reported on Stavatti being sued by a former investor who called them a Ponzi scheme and investment scam. Like I accurately reported on all of a whole bunch of Stavatti's creditors suing them for unpaid bills. Is that what you're investigating me for? What are you investigating me for, David Wilcock? Oh, but they don't have money to pay their creditors. They don't have money to pay their investors, but they've got money to try to silence an internet critic with less than 15,000 subscribers, right? This is so ridiculous.
And it means that we do, injunctions, restraining orders, and if the person ever does anything again, he's subject to immediate arrest. That is coming very soon.
Oh, they're going to get an injunction and a restraining order against me. Well, as of checking today with your local jurisdiction, no restraining order, no injunctions. Did you just lie to 500,000 subscribers again, David Wilcock?
I expect you're going to find out everything about this pretty soon.
When is pretty soon?
When
is pretty? He just said everybody's going to find out about this very soon. And this is David Wilcock's land of make-believe. A reporter accurately reporting on his shady company's shady business dealings is a death threat to David Wilcock. It might be a threat to your grift. It's a grift threat for sure. It's a very serious grift threat. You might have to get a real job someday, David Wilcock, and stop lying to people on the internet for money. That's a threat to your grift. Yes, and Gary Carter says Wilcock adds no value anywhere. I can't say I disagree with you. But let's go over to Twitter and we'll go to the rest of the clips. The most important one, I didn't realize we'd take this long on it, but geez, man. But I do want to show you something first because it's funny. So while David Wilcock is falsely claiming that I'm under criminal investigation, well, we can show you that he is under criminal investigation. It's likely. Okay, so John says, how come no one is talking about David showing the moose feeding clip again on his last live stream, January 19th? So for those unaware, it's completely illegal to feed a large animal like a moose in the state of Colorado. It's totally illegal. And John correctly points out that Oh, Macario says it was clipped to send to the Colorado, I guess, wildlife or whatever. And John says, are you saying yet another criminal tip was given to Colorado CPW? I've considered David is doing this on purpose because as long as the case remains open, I won't be able to get any records or media related to it. David doesn't want Stephen Cambion to do another swatting expose, and he is probably okay with paying the $100 per violation as long as the public can't get a hold of those records while the case remains open. David might be playing us. I don't think he's that smart, but what are you going to do? So, but interestingly here, John shares an email. This is interesting. John says, it's more likely than you think. Per Colorado Parks and Wildlife, David, and this is John Christian Stavatti saying this. I haven't confirmed it, but John's a good researcher. I believe that this is accurate information. If it's not, David Wilcock or the Colorado Parks and Wildlife are free to contact me at truthseekershow@gmail.com, and I will correct the record or update for my audience sake. He says, hello, John. Okay, or John says, it is more than likely than you think. David is the subject of an ongoing criminal investigation for this. And the idiot streamed the video again while he was under investigation. Now, is this technically a criminal investigation? I guess. And this is from the Colorado Parks and Wildlife. Hello, John. I have heard back from staff, and they have advised that the case against David Wilcock, is still under investigation. They did not advise on when it may be completed, and I would recommend checking back in a couple of weeks for a status update. Thank you. And this is from the Colorado Parks and Wildlife. So isn't it wonderful that while David Wilcock is falsely accusing me of being under investigation by any government agency, federal or local or police, he actually is under criminal investigation by the Colorado Parks and Wildlife people. For what? For being dumb enough to feed large animals on stream. Being dumb enough to hand them the proof that he is feeding large animals, which is against the law in Colorado. And according to Colorado officials that John has checked in with, there is an ongoing investigation into David Wilcock by the Colorado Parks and Wildlife authorities. Chad Wellington with a kind and generous $5 says, Wilcock a homosexual? Fact one, bathes in urine, locally sourced from a men's bathhouse. A lot of people say he's gay. I don't think there's anything wrong with being gay. So, yeah, I don't know. But thanks for helping us to praise the cash.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
Thank you for helping us to praise the cash, friends. And we have Abraham M. And Abraham says, with a kind of generous $10, says his 180 IQ strikes again. Listen, he's smarter than Einstein, okay? But thanks for helping us to praise the cash and reach our goal. And by the way, very generous people, let's go. Let's hit the goal. Let's check in. What are we at? We're at 23 of 50. We need 27 more super chats to hit our goal for today. But thank you very much, Abraham M., for helping us to hit the goal and for praising the cash.
Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
And Gemma Jackson, geez, I'm going to be seeing cucumbers in my live chat for the rest of my life. For those unaware, David Wilcock's ex-wife now, made cucumber porn where some girl was dilling herself with a peeled cucumber. Make sure you peel it, right? Craig William, ongoing, huh? That's how it works. Law enforcement, cite the guy and be done. Holy hell. Well, we're trying to be accurate here, right? We're trying to be accurate. So interesting to me that David Wilcock is claiming that I'm under investigation when we have the receipts to prove that he's under investigation. So what are we going to do here? Okay, and 1 second. Let me get to the $40 worth of surcharges on top of the $100 fine violation. So that's pretty interesting. So it's not that big a deal. So he might have to pay some fines, right, to the tune of a few $100s. But Mr. 180 IQ, maybe Mr. 180 IQ should not be feeding animals on the show if that is indeed illegal, right? You would think like maybe I shouldn't live stream me committing a crime. But he did because he's dumb as rocks. He doesn't have a 180 IQ. I doubt he even has a 100 IQ, right? Or what is that level just above? I don't want to use the R word, but what is an IQ? Is that like 60 or 70? That's where I think he's at. That's really where I think he's at, friends. All right, we received serious death threats. All right, we're going to share my screen again. Again, we're citing fair use. Before we do this, McLarge, huge 5'10". Imagine after all he's done, Wilcock goes down for feeding moose. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank Ra Almighty, praise the cash. Praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank Ra Almighty.
We're thanking Ra Almighty right now for praising the cash. And thank you, Mr. Large. Very kind and generous of you. And just checking in with the goal, we're at 24 of 50. So need to get 26 more. We're going to go through the rest of these. The first few we've already been through here. Let's see this one.
So again, the negative wants you afraid. The negative wants you in terror. The negative wants you in fear. Fear.
I think he's having psychological issues when he thinks about my reporting, and that gives him fear
for your life.
And by the way, I'm not negative. I'm telling people the truth, David Wilcock. You're negative. You are on the dark side because you lie to people, and we tell people the truth here.
Fear that something's bad is going to happen to you. The negative wants you broke. The negative wants you to lose all your money. The negative wants you sad. The negative wants you alone. The negative wants you depressed.
He just described all the things he is: broke, sad, alone, and depressed. You know, that's why you can't win being a grifter, right? You can't win being a grifter. It's just ridiculous. Like, okay, you're going to have a lot of money sometimes. Maybe you'll live in a multi-million-dollar mansion by yourself with no wife, no friends, no family. He is pathetic, man. I feel sorry for him. I really do.
And so if somebody is trying to create those things, then whether they know it or not, they are telepathically being influenced.
Oh, I'm being telepathically influenced, maybe. That's kind of stupid. All right, we already got these next two clips. They were in that clip that took me forever to get through, and I apologize. Oh, that's a future show right there, or future bit for our thumbnails. Oh no! Let's see what else you have.
CEO of Stavatti.
Christopher Beskar knows how the LA fire started. Why didn't anybody ask him? Of course, because he would know. More lies. More lies. Remember, Christopher Beskar also supposedly worked on classified top secret projects for the United States government, although David Wilcock will never prove that because that only happened in the land of make-believe. Because Christopher Beskar's not an insider, just like Corey Good's not an insider, just like Pete Peterson's not an insider, just like Emery Smith is not an insider. He just makes shit up. And his grifty friends help him tell fake stories. They're not government insiders, and neither is Beskar. Beskar is a 30-year failure at running an aeronautics company. That's an aerospace company. That's what we know Beskar is, a 30-year failure. And by the way, David Wilcock, maybe, just maybe, you ought to start waking up to the reality that you gave a lot of money to a company that ripped off somebody else for a lot of money. You know, that guy Dimitri that's suing. Maybe you ought to get a lawyer, try to get your money back, or what little, or some portion of it before they spend it all, or did they already spend it all? And let's just take David Wilcock at his word and say he did give that company $1.5 million. We know from court documents that Stavatti also got $1 million from this guy Dimitri who's suing them. So That would mean that their company collected $2.5 million. What did they do with $2.5 million? Because they certainly didn't create any products or services.
The CEO of Stavatti Aerospace, our company that we intend to build Area 51 type technology, hover cars, anti-gravity, all these different cool things like free energy.
They haven't built a drone yet. They haven't built a toy airplane that can fly, unless you count their 3D printed models that can't fly on their own anyway.
We want to get into all that stuff. We're also doing airplanes and a bunch of other supplies for the military.
Yeah, you're trying to sell dynamite. We know.
Chris was the one who brought this to my attention, that the fires may have been vastly worse than what they originally planned. In other words, it might have spread a lot more and done a lot more damage than the original intent had occurred. And he brought up...
What intent? So just like when the Paradise fires happened, he grifted off of that tragedy. Here he is grifting off of a tragedy. Some spiritual guru grifting off of a tragedy. But this is nothing new, because that's what Wilcock does. Anything in the news that he could grift off of, including tragedy where tens of thousands of people lost their homes and everything they own. Oh, what was it, David? Was it space lasers? That's what you said it was. No, this time he says that the LA fires were caused by drones with lasers, I think.
A forgotten phase of history, which was World War I and the history of chemical weapons. The CEO...
Ugh. Grifting off of all those people who lost their homes. Oh, and here it appears that David Wilcock is suffering from lip herpes again. And people are saying he has herpes. I don't know if that's the case. That's just rumors and speculation. Take from that what you will, but apparently people are screenshotting his herpes on his lips and saying that he has herpes. Now, to be clear, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if that's herpes or just a pimple. I don't know. I'm just reporting what people are saying on Twitter. And this is from Macario. It's what I thought last year. Buffalo Spong says it looks like he's biting his lips really hard, too. I used to do that, too, when super stressed out. Yeah. And somebody is wondering if he got the herpes, if that's indeed what it is. The voices in my head says, did he get it from Beth or from Corey? And Macario says, couldn't be Beth. Oh, no.
But I will also say this big celebratory moment. Stavatti has signed our first loan, $10 million loan. We signed it on Friday, and we're anticipating a payout in 1 or 2 weeks.
This is not good news, because apparently what David Wilcock is saying is they had to get a $10 million loan. What is that? What is that for, Wilcock? To pay some of the debts, like the $5 million owed to Dimitri? Or is it $1 million owed to him, or $3 million? I don't even remember. And from what I can gather, and this is just speculation, I freely admit it, David Wilcock is waiting for Stavatti to get some money so he can get his $1.5 million that he claims he gave them, or $1 million he claims he gave them, back so that he could pay his taxes. But none of this makes any sense unless this is really shady, because I don't understand why you would need a $10 million loan to pay back debt on a company that's never produced a single product or service. And also, he claims they paid for this loan. I don't know if he's talking about processing fees. People are speculating. I don't know.
So this is going to be enough for me to no longer owe money to the government or taxes or anything. I'm very excited. My ex-wife is very excited because she's been bothered by this too.
Oh, his ex-wife.
So let's hope
that's
this
good
happens.
news.
But again, we signed it. There's no reason why it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, and remember, we played that, what is it, like a 10 or 15 long minute clip video that we have of all the times he said that a loan was coming next week, or investments are coming next week, big deals are coming next week. Next week is never coming, David Wilcock. Nobody's investing or giving that shitty company $10 million.
We privately raised the
In my
money we
opinion.
needed to close the deal. We paid them. And I am so excited, you guys, because it's the end of us being totally broke.
Oh, great. You could stop doing the super chat shuffle, and you could stop charging people for fake angel prophecies.
It's a very big event. We're very happy, and there's many other things coming in after that. But this was our first investment of any real size.
It's not an investment if it's a loan. I mean, facts matter. If you get a loan for $10 million, that's not an investment. That's a loan, David Wilcock. If I go to get a loan from the bank for $10,000 for my company, I can't say that's an investment in my company. That's a loan.
We'd raised, six figures before then, low six figures, but this is the first time that we're actually getting quote unquote real money. So it's a wonderful, wonderful week for me.
Real money. If it doesn't come, it's not real money. And wow, look at that bald spot on the back of his head. It's getting worse.
Just happened on Friday that we
Mr. 180 IQ doesn't know that the camera's pointing right to the back of his head to a bald spot.
signed it.
Oh, they signed it. And the voices in my head says, so let me get this straight. Someone loans Stavatti money so that they can pay off all of David's tax debts. Usually with those type of loans, they will ask, what are you doing with this money? They don't want to hear we have to pay off the previous loan shark. Yeah. They would have to pay off David's taxes, 1.4 million Stavatti investor, 1 million, and the contractors that are suing for $500,000. They'd have $7 million left. Finishing the work needed on the Niagara property is $5 million on the cheap. They have no equipment. They have no equipment, no supplies, and no employees. Yeah. So
but I will also.
That's pretty funny. David Wilcock, this is not how business works, but maybe you don't know that because you're stupid.
But for the
Macario says, he sounds disgusted. Why would somebody take a bath in milk? So here he's talking about somebody claiming there's benefits to taking a bath in milk, and he's disgusted by that. Because everybody knows you shouldn't take a bath in milk. You should take a bath in your own piss.
But for the righteous or Ashavan, it will seem to be like a river of warm milk, while the wicked will be burned. I don't know why you'd want to take a bath in warm milk, but maybe back in the day they thought it was great. How are you going to get that much milk? It's just really weird. I don't know. I don't really want to take a milk bath, but if you want to do it, go ahead.
He doesn't want to take a milk bath. He's too busy taking piss baths, I guess, right?
We are looking at right now.
Oh, okay. So this is the mass arrests video. Look at this. February 2019, mass arrests, right? February 2019, mass arrests are still coming. Again, February 2019, March 2020, mass arrests. March 29th, 2020, the mass arrests are coming. Oh, the mass arrests are coming any day now. And here, September 2024, the mass arrests were coming. They didn't come. October 2024, the mass arrests are coming. December 2024, the mass arrests are coming. Again, December 2024, the mass arrests are coming. The mass arrests never come. The arrests are imminent. We'll play just a little bit of this. Oh, of course, it's not going to work. Come on, man. All right, you guys have heard this one a whole bunch of times. Sorry for the issues.
The CEO of Stavatti Aerospace.
Oh, LA Fires. We've already gotten that one. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. Okay, so
Our company is still, getting financed right now, but
here's the video of David Wilcock claiming they're getting financed. Look at this. So we'll just speed through this. September 2021, we're getting financed any day now. October 2021, we're getting financed. October again. March 2022, we're getting financed.
looks like it's going to be happening. I don't know quite how soon, but hopefully within the month of March. Hopefully the hover car company is going to fund this coming week.
This is May 2022, going to fund. October 2023, going to fund. November 2023, we're going to fund any day now.
Some loans that have lined up. At
there's some
levels
loans.
of size.
And we're getting the money next week.
The DS keeps hammering us down. We haven't been able to close on a deal yet. And
March 2024.
so,
The money's
the
coming.
financial thing is still
The money's coming any day now. May 2024, the money's coming. June 2024, the money's coming. June again, the money's coming. July 2024, the money's coming.
coming in. We actually have 3 different purchase orders coming in. So we're really close now to getting financed.
Oh, they're close to getting financed. So maybe nobody should believe David Wilcock when he claims they just got a $10 million loan. Here's July 2024.
Interference. But now things are finally coming together, and it looks like we're very close to both purchase orders and investors coming together. We did have an investor who kept telling us the money is coming. It turned into a Tuesday, Friday game. It was very frustrating.
The money's coming. This is back July 2024, August 2024. The money's coming.
So yeah, we're going to get the company funded. We have a very, very large group coming in that might even go up to 5B. We don't know exactly.
Oh, somebody's going to give him $5 billion. $5 billion with a B.
Exactly what they're going to do yet. But it's somewhere between 500M and 5B. And they're going to give us a term sheet in 2 weeks as of last Thursday. So that's like September 6th.
You know, I really think what's happening here is that David Wilcock keeps asking for his money back, his $1.5 million claimed investment. And who knows, for all I know, he did give this shady aerospace company $1.5 million, allegedly for a board position and a fancy title, Director of Advanced Exotic Technology. I think he keeps asking for his money, and they keep stringing him along, saying that they're getting new investors, they're getting loans, but they never do. That's what I think is happening. I freely admit speculation. So here we go. September 2024, the money's coming. September again, 2024, the money's coming. October, the money's coming.
There's been some staggeringly wonderful updates on our funding.
Staggeringly wonderful.
Don't know how much I want to go into right now, but it looks like, well, maybe I'll just say it. Our first order looks like it's going to be very large. The first product order that we get.
But there's a problem with that, David. You'd actually have to have products to sell to take orders for products.
For a jet upgrade program is going to be.
Yeah, and we showed you that there's no way they're doing a MiG. They're not doing a jet upgrade program. October 2024, the money's coming. October again, 2024, the money's coming. I think Macario has to update it because I'm sure he claimed the money was coming in November and December as well. And the money, imagine this, the money never came. So here he is this week claiming that they're minutes from getting financed, right?
Looking a bit plump there, David? No, I'm not. There's
people keep telling him that he looks fat in his live chat. I'm here for it. Yeah, Wilcock, you're looking bloated and fat. It's probably from the stress of lying every day of your life.
Trolls are just crazy, right? I mean, you can't take this stuff seriously. My God, I'm perfectly healthy. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway.
Perfectly healthy. He looks pretty haggard. Maybe taking a bath in your own piss a lot is a bad idea.
I'm dropping the price.
Oh, look. And here he's claiming that if you buy his angel prophecies, you're investing, which is kind of Macario says, please invest, but the money is coming. And John says, we really need you to invest. He is selling products and taking the income from those sales and putting it into Stavatti. No one is investing in Stavatti this way. No one who buys Michael prophecies is actually a Stavatti investor. This is incredibly deceptive. Yeah, I agree. Incredibly deceptive statement.
I'm going to do it right now. I'm dropping the price.
Oh, look, we have discount bullshit. So instead of $333 for his fake angel prophecies, by the way, I can share with you tonight some biblical information. Angels do not know how to tell the future unless God wills them to. So again, in order for David Wilcock to be getting prophetic prophecies and psychic predictions from an angel, that would mean that God the Almighty told the Archangel Michael, take these prophecies and give them to a decades-long liar, grifter, scumbag on the internet who makes money lying to people with fake government insiders, and have him sell these prophetic predictions and this secret knowledge for $333. Does that sound like something that God would do? But here he is offering discount. It's discount bullshit.
I'm going to do it right now. I'm dropping the price because we really need you to invest. I mean, the loan should process within a week or two.
It's never going to process, David.
But up until then, I still have a financial need. So I really thank you for your help.
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't have a financial need if you didn't live like a multimillionaire in a multi-million-dollar mansion by yourself. His house has to be 4,000, 5,000 square feet. Maybe more if you add the garage. I think he has a 2-car garage as well. If you count that, the decks, the yard, the acreage. It's a pretty big house for a guy to live in by himself. maybe you wouldn't have such stunning financial needs if you just lived like humbly, like a single man would. Gaius Caligula says, where can I watch the video of his wife for real? Search Beth Leone, Leone, cucumber. It's on a lot of those free adult entertainment sites. And if you can't find it, email me at truthseekershow@gmail.com and I will send you a link to it. Chad Wellington with another one for the goal. Let's go. Let's get the goal, friends. And thank you, Gaia Caligula as well. Wilcock is disgusted because it's not man milk. Oh, that is gross, friends. That is just very gross. But we thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your massive support of the show.
Ra commands you to bow down and praise the cash.
You got to bow down and praise the cash. So it's just $144 for his Archangel Michael bullshit.
I'm going to do it right.
Yo, if it comes down to $50, I'm going to buy it just to felt him through 5 books of bullshit. Okay, if I'm not paying $150 for it, I'll pay $50. Right? Maybe we should pay for the $144 just so that we could go through it and show everybody how fake David Wilcock's angel predictions are. Right? Maybe we should go through it, but I don't really want to, honestly. All right, what's this?
So many people are pulling strings.
Oh, look, he can't keep his mouth shut.
So many people are pulling strings and doing blackmail, and we just had a blackmail attempt on us. So, yep, I know what that sounds like. So many people are pulling strings and doing blackmail, and we just had a blackmail attempt on us. So, yep, I know what that sounds like.
Oh, so he's got to tie in his blackmail attempt. You know, where is the receipts?
And what's up with the slicked back hair, man? I mean,
if you want hair advice, who do you ask? David Wilcock, who's going bald badly, is giving people hair advice.
And what's up with the slicked back hair, man? I mean, if you want to lose your hair, there's no faster way to do it than to put gel in your hair. I would never do that.
Sounds like he's speaking from experience. Is that why you went bald, David? Very funny. So he's giving people hair advice while he's got a big bald spot in the back of his head and the whole top of his head. It looks like his hair is running away and trying to escape. And here we are again. Half of David Wilcock's show is sharing this guy's tweets. Who's a Coulthart person.
And then people were trying to figure out, now, how could you be flushed down the toilet? Well, it would have to be a very different toilet with a wider hole inside. I saw in the comments, people are like, flush down the toilet. How the heck do you get flushed down the toilet? Well, if it was a very big hole in the toilet, you could traumatize somebody by making the special toilet. You put them in there, you get flushed down, and all of a sudden you go into this other room. I believe it. I think it could happen.
He believes the Coulthart Telegram poster who's right now claiming that people are being flushed down toilets, as if that's even physically possible. Mr. 180 IQ thinks that you just need a bigger toilet, and then they can flush you down the toilet. You just need a bigger toilet.
Celibacy club. Well, it's not by choice, but honestly, part of it is I don't know if anybody could handle the death threats, the poverty, how busy I am, the fact that I'm so busy I don't really have time to hang out.
Oh, he's too busy to have a girlfriend. No, you can't find a girlfriend. You can't find a girlfriend, David Wilcock, because you're a wackadoo and a loser. What woman goes, you know what? I want to be with a guy who lies to people on the internet for money and lives in a $2 million mansion and cries he's poor, right? That's the guy. That's the guy for me.
I just need to be in my own space right now.
He's in the celibacy club. No, that's called being an incel, David Wilcock. That's what that's called. He's not in a celibacy club. Oh, which one? Are we there?
Stavatti.com is our website. We are happy.
Everyone run to the Stavatti site and apply for a job. Thousands will be hired soon.
For all submissions, let us know what you want to do. We are going to be hiring thousands and thousands of people.
They claimed that they were going to create 400 jobs in Niagara, New York. They didn't create a single job. So who are they actually hiring, right? Oh, geez.
Now we have this guy who is a prophet.
Macario says, remember to keep it quiet. Wilcock doesn't want anyone to know he's a prophet. We all know how modest he is.
Certainly respect that. And thank you guys for pointing out other prophets besides myself.
He's upset. Somebody brought up a prophet that actually gets some hits in his live chat. He gets no hits, only failures.
They haven't directly pointed me out because partly is I didn't want them to. I don't want to be threatened even worse.
Oh, he doesn't want the alliance to point him out as a prophet. Come on, David Wilcock. You're not a prophet. You're a grifter.
You get everything I've done that was paid for in the last few years, 35 hours of video, 7 books, and it will really help me out.
Here he is with the e-begging again. David Wilcock, you are pathetic, dude. You are pathetic. You have to grift off of stupid people. And only a stupid person would buy your products. Trolly Troll Troll is here, longtime show supporter. You should send a high roller to Stavatti to sting them along with offering to invest millions in them. Maybe I'll do that. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. It is much, much appreciated. Longtime show supporter, Trolly Troll Troll, who is right now answering the call of the Blue Avians.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. The blue chickens command you to praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
The blue chickens commanded Trolly Troll Troll to send that super chat. And the blue chickens command you to send some super chats. We'll check in with the goal. We are at 27 of 50. All right. We need 23 more kind and generous people. Throw a couple bucks in our hat. It's any denomination tonight, right? Anti-Annihilator 5000 says, I don't want to publicize that I'm a prophet, which is why I'm telling you I'm a prophet and monetizing my prophecy. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And Gemma says, yes, he is a worm. He's a turnip. Oh, let's go to the next one. Oh no, we're still listening to him grift. And this is, we'll share something from John.
Let's hope this loan goes through in a week, and then I finally will not be in debt anymore. After 3 years, I was just talking about this in our board meeting on Thursday. People were really sorry for me. It's been rough. It's not easy living 7 figures in debt, believe me. But
why don't you grow a set of balls and tell those people you gave $1 million+ to that you want your fucking money back, Wilcock? Why don't you do that? Interesting. John Christian Stavatti chimes in here and he says, first of all, this is another example of David thinking a Stavatti loan will somehow get into his hands as salary or something. That's not how business capitalization works, and Stavatti has other obligations. No one at Stavatti is being paid, and in the future, Beskar may elect to pay people when they get revenue. A loan is not revenue, and revenue is not a guarantee per the defense filings in the Dmitriev case. Second of all, David mentions that at a board meeting, people were feeling sorry for him. If there is any truth to this statement, then it is a glimpse into how the other members of Stavatti are psychologically controlling David and cooling the mark out so that he doesn't leave the con. And here's from the court documents. The Stavatti companies have no employees and no payroll. Everyone on the team is working their various individual contributions to advancement of the whole without any current compensation. This applies throughout the organization all the way to Mr. Beskar, the president of Stavatti Aerospace Ltd. All members of the leadership team understand the potential of the company and that when the company gets in a position of having revenue, all concerned will be given written employment agreements and will begin receiving income from the company accordingly. So according to, at least how I read this, according to Stavatti's own court filings, even if David Wilcock, even if they get
everything
a loan,
I've done
even if they get a loan, Wilcock is not likely to get any of that money. Maybe you ought to go back to them, Wilcock, and make them clarify. How are you getting money? There's no money, David Wilcock. There's just no money. All right, next clip. We're running right through. Oh, this is the celibacy clip. We've already been to this one. I jumped ahead.
They're just going to have.
Oh, this is David Wilcock. This is how you know he's really screwed up, this dude. He's basically saying that vaginas make him physically ill. That's right. You heard it here first. And I'm here to tell you, friends, according to David Wilcock's own public statements, when he gets close to the vajayjay, he gets sick. I'm going to say that again. According to David Wilcock's own public statements, when he gets close to vajayjay, the vagina, he gets physically ill.
They're just going to have a really hard time with being sexual, which has also been my case, as I said last weekend.
He has a hard
I
time.
don't want to go into all the detail because it's traumatic, but
you don't like that, but JJ.
my relationships have not really been physical. Most of the time, it's just a short amount of time, and then I start to have difficulty.
He has difficulty. Is he suffering from ED, friends? David Wilcock, maybe you should get some blue chews, right? Or blue pills. I never need them. I have the opposite problem, man. I think I have a too high a testosterone count. Like my wife is like, come on, dude, again? I'm like, yeah, let's go, baby. You know, I'm a big fan of the vajayjay. Meanwhile, David Wilcock is afraid of it.
And it doesn't make it, fun to have a relationship.
I don't know. It's not fun to be in a relationship with somebody who has a vajayjay if you don't like vajayjay. Maybe he's a bigger fan of male buttholes. That's what I think. I think this dude is a huge fan of the male butthole. But it's got to be a male butthole. The female buttholes make him sick too.
Because I just got overwhelmed. I mean, with my first girlfriend.
He got overwhelmed with the vajayjay. I can't lie. I remember like being very young, and the first vajayjay I saw was a little intimidating, but I got over it quickly. You know, I was very interested.
The first time I made out with my first girlfriend in college, and she was Japanese, I started to feel sick, and I was very much in love with her. I thought she was beautiful. My heart was open to her, but as soon as I started getting physical, I felt like I was going to throw up.
He felt like he was going to throw up because he got close to a vajayjay on a woman. Damn, dude, you got close to a vajayjay and you almost threw up? That is a visceral reaction that no straight heterosexual male should ever have to coming close to a vajayjay. And Buffalo Spunk says, pussy is traumatic. Got it. Oh, no, David, that vagina is traumatic. I can't get near a vagina.
I had a very, very hard time with the whole process. And that has unfortunately been consistent. I have to feel very safe. I have to feel very stable. I can't just do it. It's got to be like...
You can't just do a vagina. Come on, man.
It's got to all be right, you know? And I hope that I have healed enough from this that in the future it'll be...
He hopes that he has healed enough from his vagina trauma to be able to try the vagina again, friends.
Different, but that's the way it's always been. And it's probably why people didn't stick around either. I mean...
Yeah, if you ain't... Listen, some women need to get the DDA, I call it, deep dick in action. Women want that, man. They want a manly man that is going to bang them, man. And if you're going to be some kind of pussy, like, oh, I'm getting physically ill when you took your panties off and my vagina, that vagina is so scary, I'm getting ill. They're going to be like, this dude's a fag and run. They're not going to stick around, David Wilcock. They want a manly man that's going to dick them down and bang them hard. That's what you got to do to keep a woman happy. And you got to make them come. And we all know that the alliance never came, and neither did David Wilcock's wife. Oh, by the way, I forgot to play that Wacky World of Wilcock wonderful song today. It's the first time we forgot it. But trying to just get quicker with this, with some of this stuff. So Macario says, what happened to the Stavatti deal with China? The one that Wilcock's friend was about to put tariffs on. Yeah, Trump's putting tariffs on everything that's coming out of China. These pics aren't blurred, so you can see the electric vehicles that Stavatti claims they're going to sell. Yeah, what happened to that? Was that a lie too? Did you lie to 500,000 subscribers about that? Or what? And here we have some... Yeah, this is nonsense Q-tard stuff. Trump's hand wasn't on the Bible. David Wilcock says, we're expecting a massive data dump this week. Major changes are looming on the horizon. You mean like maybe you'll get a job and stop being a grifter? How about that? How about that for a change? Maybe you'll stop getting sick from vaginas. Oh my God, a vagina. I'm sick. I'm going to throw up. I saw a vagina. Jesus. And here, David Wilcock says, it occurred to me as I was sweeping that I may not be living in this cabin much longer. It's not a cabin. It's a goddamn mansion that looks like a cabin. Everything is going to change in very dramatic and benevolent ways. This will undoubtedly call me out of hibernation. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, and David Wilcock claims that he co-created Donald Trump getting elected and inaugurated. What is this? Where are the public mass arrests, David? He says, 1, release shocking new info. 2, declare an emergency. 3, do the arrests. Sure. No, they're not going to do any arrests. They're not going to do any arrests. And I don't know what that is. This is Macario's dog investigating David Wilcock. Yes. There's a lot of talk, by the way, about the release of the release, friends, of the JFK documents, and somebody asking me if we're going to cover that. For sure. There's something shocking in there, according to Donald Trump. For those unaware, Donald Trump said he was going to release the JFK files during his last term. And then this Judge Napolitano, when he refused to release a portion of the documents, called up Donald Trump and said, "What are you doing? That was a campaign promise. You promised you would release those. You have to." And Donald Trump reportedly, famously said, Judge Napolitano, if you saw what was in those documents, you couldn't release them either. So there's something shocking in those JFK documents. I think we're going to find out, perhaps, that there was a direct CIA involvement. That's what I'm betting on. There's going to be some proof in there that there was direct CIA involvement, something to do with the JFK assassination. And I freely admit it's speculation at this point. Haven't seen the documents, but Abraham M. with a kind and generous $5 says, wondering if Wilcock made his dog suffer as revenge for his dreams he had as a child of a dog eating his fingers. Wouldn't put anything past that nut. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either. He is a strange and twisted individual. Christo with a kind and generous $2 Australian says he's talking about a female human, right? For all I know, animal vaginas make him scared too and sick. I don't know. I don't know if he's talking about, I think he's talking about female vagina making him ill. But thank you both for the kindness, generosity, and support. Thank you, Christo, and thank you, Abraham M.
Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash. Praise the cash.
All right, friends. So we are pretty much through what I had to share with you this evening. Big surprise there. Chowder Shefu says he's in the closet. More than, I don't know. You know, I got pretty good gaydar, though, and that dude kind of makes it go, woo! Right? Praise the cash. Yeah, Gemma Jackson says, let's go. Well, we need 21 more to hit the goal, and the goal is going to be expiring in the next 50-something minutes. So, and I'm kind of fresh out of material. But I wanted to hop on here and document, especially these false claims that David Wilcock is making about me. You know, it's kind of one of those things. I just can't believe that this guy is dumb enough to continually falsely accuse me of criminal activity, as I am the reporter who is accurately reporting on Stavatti's shady business dealings, them getting sued by creditors, them getting sued by investors. You know, it's not, the only thing I can relate it to is like, what if somebody worked at 60 Minutes? And I know I'm not that prestigious, but what if an investigative journalist was, you know, investigating like Enron, and their defense of everything the investigative journalist found that was shady about them was to just say, he's a criminal. He's a Satan-worshiping child predator. He's under investigation by the Colorado sheriff and the Philadelphia police. He's under investigation by the local police and the FBI. And he is under investigation for threats and intimidation and harassment and trying to extort us. And there was no truth to that. So David Wilcock is dumb enough to continue. He's going to continue. And David Wilcock, by the way, I have today, we'll put our fair use banner down. We're good with that. David Wilcock, I today spoke with now what I'm going to just call a new source at the ATF. And I don't know that there's an ATF investigation into Stavatti because that person has to be very careful and they're not allowed to comment on whether there's an ongoing investigation. But I was told that all the information, all those order forms for the dynamite and the bombs that I showed you on my last broadcast, all of that I forwarded to this contact that I have at the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and they forwarded it up the chain. But they can't tell me whether they're actively investigating it, but basically said they're going to look into it. So right now, David Wilcock is falsely accusing me of being under investigation. We know for a fact that Colorado Parks and Wildlife is investigating David Wilcock. And we know that there's probably something going on at the ATF, whether that's just a examination of their licensing, and I'm just here to tell you that if you don't have licenses to sell bombs and ammunition, and you're trying to get public loans or trying to get public investment money, it's probably a bad idea to offer to sell people bombs, dynamite, and ammunition, mortar shells, and all that stuff, rockets, missiles. But what do I know? I'm not a guy who's been failing in the aerospace industry for 30 years. Maybe that's what you do. You fail up. Is that what you do? So we'll take some comments and questions from the live chat. Yeah, Renwin Alkis says he dumped his human wife and kept his female dog. Yeah, I really don't know. Steve, can you talk about Todd Standing stuff if there's not much left for this stream? Yeah, Todd Standing is a Bigfoot grifter. And if you go to our free documentary section, just go to our main channel and scroll all the way down to free documentaries. There's a free documentary I made called Is This the Face of Bigfoot? And Todd Standing claimed that he was going into like British Columbia and the Canadian wilderness and filming Bigfoot creatures. But they're so hokey and fake. Every expert I had look at them was like, that's a puppet or a mask. That's not real. It's not living, breathing animal. And I have a background in puppetry and would tend to agree. Todd Standing also got caught. There's some videos that Todd Standing made that he claims was proof of Bigfoot, where he would put apples out on a log. And then in this grainy, shitty video, he claimed that a Bigfoot's hand would reach up in the video and take the apples. He got caught with a big Bigfoot glove in his truck. So he's one of those grifty grifters. He refuses to admit it's all fake. I think it's completely and totally fake. Trolly Troll says, seems like offering to sell ammo without proper licensing should be a crime in and of itself. I believe it is, but I'm not a law enforcement officer. We'll leave that to the experts. And if I find more information on either the ATF investigating or prosecuting or arresting anybody or even fining them, whatever the outcome of that is, we will report it to you and to the public. Steve, I found you from Keno Casino. You made me laugh so much. Will you go into paranormal grifts as I find the fake ghost videos hilarious? Yeah, we're kind of running out of... I've been focusing on UFO and alien grifters because that's kind of what I like. But we've got some paranormal grifters on my radar and coming very, very soon, right? Archaic Revival, how are your adorable sock puppets? They're wonderful. Wonderful. Nothing like Bigfoot and the Jersey Devil, says Patty Wilhelm. Longtime show supporter. Glad to see you there, Patty. And Michael Jordan says, research the rich and famous influential ding-dong grifters out there. Yeah, on my list as well. Sad Clown says, if Bigfoot was real, then we would have found bones or something by now. Well, somebody did some experiments to try to claim that. And did you know if you leave a dead deer out in the woods, within 5 years, there's not a trace of it, not a bone, not a tooth, nothing. So maybe that's a defense. I remember one Bigfoot show specifically did that as an experiment to kind of explain away that point, because people always say that when we found some bones or something. I mean, if we could find a tooth from Gigantopithecus from 20, 30,000 years ago. And isn't that crazy? I think Gigantopithecus, by the way, Gigantopithecus was basically a giant orangutan, but it walked on two legs. So you can look up Gigantopithecus, and that's what a lot of people think. So they were in southern China from 2 million to approximately 300,000 to 200,000 years ago. So they can find a tooth from a giant orangutan that walked on two legs from 200,000 years ago, but they can't find a Bigfoot body? Seems a little suspicious to me, right? Bigfoot is interdimensional, says Salty Pug. Maybe, right? Gemma Jackson says, I believe in Bigfoot. Gemma, I don't actually believe that there's a physical, living, breathing, organic ape like Bigfoot out in the woods. But I love Bigfoot. I love Sasquatch stuff. My cabin, I got a bunch of Bigfoot stuff around. There's a Bigfoot face on the main door of the cabin. I got some Bigfoot signs like beware, don't feed the Bigfoot or don't feed the Sasquatch. I've got some other signs like the Sasquatch going into the woods because it's good for his spirit and his soul. You know, get lost in the woods kind of stuff with a Sasquatch on it. I got some little statues of Bigfoot and Sasquatch. And I got to tell you, I hike a lot in the woods in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. And every once in a while, I think I see a Bigfoot. But so far, the best that I've come that I really thought was a Bigfoot was a black bear scratching its back on a big tree. But I was coming up the trail and it was up ahead of me. I swore it was a Bigfoot for a second, Gemma Jackson. I got so excited. But then I slowly creeped up on it. And then it got done scratching its back and went on all fours and crossed the trail. And that's its own kind of scary because you don't want to be near a black bear, especially a mama with cubs. So I kind of turned around and hiked back the other way. That's the closest I've come. I've also seen a black bear laying down once on a hiking trip that I thought was a Bigfoot laying down for a minute until I got a little closer to it. And that's scary. Like, what's a black bear doing just taking a nap over here? You know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for anything in the woods that can kill me. So black bears, mountain lions, moose, these are things that I tend to avoid at all costs. You know? Yeah, Sad Clown says a bear standing might look like an ape. That's what I think a lot of Bigfoot sightings are, misidentifications. And it just so happens that where my cabin is, there's a huge black bear population. And conversely, there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings. And I've even looked into some of the sightings, talked to some of the people, but it seemed to me like misidentifications. And I really didn't want to be one of those losers that Joe Rogan talks about. Like, let's go out in the woods and look for Bigfoot. So I don't do much, what is it called? Squatching. I don't do that. Although, sometimes you just got to get away from the wife for a day or two. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going squatching, honey. Right? Bigfoot is the ghost of a bear, right? I remember somebody else mentioning him, but please look into David Pilates. Yeah, people keep wanting me to. He's on my list, right? Alien Scientist is here. And by the way, I'm going to be on Alien Scientist show. You could just look for Alien Scientist on YouTube. I'm going to be on his show this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I wanted to tell him, like, you have a show. The worst person to ask for a guest spot is a guy that has a show. But I'm having a pretty light week. We're doing a show tonight. I'm doing a show tomorrow night at, I think, 9 p.m., if not 7 p.m. But we're definitely doing a show tomorrow night. And then Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on the Alien Scientist show. And he says, I saw two bears hiking in New Jersey. Never seen them here in New England. I saw a moose in Maine. Yeah, I saw a moose in Wisconsin. I've never seen one. There's no moose where I live, but there was big moose. And I remember thinking, my God, the thing's the size of an elephant. I never seen an animal that big in the woods. And I spent a lot of time growing up camping and hiking, and I was a Boy Scout and a Cub Scout. My father was big on camping. Never saw something as big as a moose. That was a little scary to me. We turned around and went the other way down the trail and just let the moose like meander off. But I remember thinking, like, that thing's taller than me. It's ridiculous. And I was 6 something at the time. I'm still 6 something. I don't know, I was in my 20s. I was camping with some girl, saw this huge moose. So anyway, I'll be on Alien Scientist Show. I think we'll be giving his audience an update to this Stavatti nonsense, because he was very interested in the David Wilcock grifting off of free energy and anti-gravity. Since he's a science guy, he took the course and said it was bullshit. And he's got a real physics degree. So take that, David Wilcock, you bitch. Suffer, bitch. A real scientist said that your anti-gravity free energy course is bullshit. All right. So, friends, I think we've done our due diligence. We want to thank you, kind and generous benefactors, you YouTube channel members, you Patreon supporters, you PayPal pledgers, you people buying me a coffee, super chatters, super stickers, super thanks people gifting memberships. And although we didn't really hit our goal tonight, we hit our financial goal. We just didn't hit the number. What are we at? 29 of 50. So we were 21 short, but that's okay. I'm starting to lose my voice again. So I'm kind of happy to end the show without the overtime, but maybe we'll hit some overtime tomorrow. I'll try to set a lower goal so that I don't feel like a loser for not hitting it. Who is my favorite Roman emperor? It would have to be Julius Caesar. I love that whole story. And then what happened after Julius Caesar, the triumvirate, and how that fell apart. High drama. Love the story of Julius Caesar, the Ides of March. Yeah, it's very Shakespearean, right? Patty says, feel better, Stephen. Yeah. Arlene Atkins, have a lovely night. We'll try, and I hope you guys do as well. We want to take a moment to thank all of you kind and generous benefactors for helping us to praise the cash tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night either at 7 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at Stephen Cambion. Just my name, at Stephen Cambion. Also, be sure to visit our website, whether you want the audio version of our show or the video version of our show. You can get all the latest broadcasts there. It's truthseekershow.com. Potential guests or anybody that really has anything to communicate with me, I'm trying to remind people, please don't message me on Facebook or Twitter at 3 o'clock in the morning. It pings my phone, and I often get woken up by somebody telling me something like, the earth is flat, Stephen, or, space isn't real, Stephen. Here's 27 links. Please, if you have something to send me, please send it to truthseekershow@gmail.com. So that's all I got for you, friends. Today, I was thinking about all of the damaged disciples. And those people who were intensely following people like Lou Elizondo or David Wilcock or Corey Good, and then their stories fall apart. And although they once truly believed everything that these people say, when the grift comes crashing down, they're no longer disciples. Now they are damaged disciples. And that's very sad. And in fact, I've got a song about that. So we'll end with that. So that's all I got for you, friends. Remember, I'll be back tomorrow night either at 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern. And on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing a show with alien scientists. We haven't caught up in quite some time. We always have a good time. That should be fun. Be sure to go over and subscribe to his channel as well. And if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and you too can come and be a part of the show. Don't just watch the show. Don't just listen to the show. Come to our live chats. You don't want to chat yourself. Come to our live chats and be a part of the show. You are most welcome. So, yeah, I think, my friends, that's all I got for you. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.
Disciples, you've had your fill. Damaged disciples, take a second red pill. I know you've had your fill. It's time to take your second red pill. Damaged disciples, you've had your fill. Damaged disciples, take a second red pill. This world is fake, and now you escape. You're better off getting out of this maze. Damaged disciples, you've had your fill. Damaged disciples, take a second red pill, pill. Damaged disciples, you've had your fill. Damaged disciples, take a second red pill. Damaged disciples, you've had your fill. Damaged disciples, take a second red pill.
Yeah, but we're talking about very important stuff. Somebody says Foxy's Friends drags about 4 hours. Look, you guys asked me if you wanted me to stay on the air. Anytime I went past like the 4.5 hour mark, and everybody in the comments is saying, keep going, keep going. So I'm trying to make this quick. But again, the trolls aren't even real people. They're just doing this out of their political agenda. They're probably paid. There's people here from the IC who are paid to be doing this stuff. Anyway, let's get back into our central focus. If I read your loving comments all the time, most of them are loving, then we're never going to get through the show. So yes, this person is making a good point. If I don't keep the pace going, then we are going to last more than 4 hours. So let's not do that.
This episode brought to you by David's favorite flavor, cock-flavored soup mix. Look what Tranma's cooking.
Oh my God, I just feel like there's bugs crawling all over my body. The whole nature of what I thought to be true is falling down in front of me. As soon as I wake up, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This cannot be happening to me. This is the end of everything. My God, I can't stand it. Because I can't handle the amount of stress that's going on right now. It's driving me out of my mind. I have had it. You urinate before you get into the bathtub. Be in the bathtub every day for like a half an hour. It was a heavy metal detox, and so it creates a telepathic transmedium effect in the water. Ha 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 ha. He bathed in his pee-pee. Oh yeah, look at that. Very good. 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 I'm David Wilcock. I'm David Wilcock. I'm David Wilcock. Cock, cock, cock. Wow. 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 Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Wilcock. 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 It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Cock. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Cock. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Cock. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Cock. It's here. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Extraterrestrials, angels, angels, cock. Woo! 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 Woo!
I'm David Wilcock.